Hello, Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Today's topic, you may have guessed it, it's Trustpilot. Do they protect scammers or do they silence the truth? No doubt you're thinking, Danny's got a bee in his bonnet. Have you ever posted a Trustpilot review and thought, right, I'm going to tell the world what I think about this company, and you go off looking for review websites and you find Trustpilot and you write a one-star review. You're a wee bit furious, you're a keyboard warrior, and you get in there and you post your one-star review and it says waiting to be approved. You wait a couple of 3 hours, then you get an email from Trustpilot saying that your one-star review did not make it onto the site. They have AI generation software that looked at your review and thought something's not right here. Have you ever stopped to think why that happens? Well, I do it quite a lot. You can imagine I do hours of research on a scam or a company that has just fired up a new website. And then I thought, to protect the public as a journalist, it's been featured in, what are they called? New York Times. I've been in a Bloomberg documentary, been on Channel 9 News, ABC have quoted stuff from me. In New Zealand, I'm a hero, public hero for fighting scams, but I can't go onto Trustpilot after doing hours of research on a website and write a one-star review unless I can prove to Trustpilot that I got scammed and it was a genuine experience. Can you believe that? So that's what they've come back and they've said to me. So what I did is I went to a company that was called RecoveryFin, and one of our subscribers, a lady, had lost over $100,000 by doing Forex trading. She was also trying to give out another $138,000 to SmartLab. After we did an interview on SmartLab and she told us her story and how the bank wouldn't let her transfer her money to the scam, she went to another bank, tried to do the same again, and the other bank also said no. Then she reached out to us, and that's how I met Tracy. With our conversation with Tracy, she told us that she had also lost previously $25,000 to another opportunity, and that was Forex trading, because I asked her how she got to find out about SmartLab, and she said, well, the truth comes out, 2 years ago I invested in Forex trading and also lost $25,000. Well, after getting to know her and she built up some trust with us, she actually told us that she had actually finished up. Well, she didn't tell us actually. It was a few weeks later. She was trying to recover $100,000 because she had actually put not $25,000 but $100,000 into this Forex trading company, who, when she lost all her money, 2 years later, they reintroduced her to a new scam. But this time she'd gone to a company called RecoveryFin, which is just one of hundreds of websites out there claiming to individuals who have lost their money, they can get your money back from crypto. They gave her a contract, an agreement to sign. She gave me that contract. We did a whole blog about this company. When I finished the blog, because I had the contract and the legal looking documents, I decided at this time it would be a good idea to see, has anyone else complained about them? So I went on to Trustpilot and I found a review that was done back in May, about 3 or 4 months previously, about this new company whose domain name wasn't even a year old. And somebody else had had a bad experience and they have managed to get a one-star review onto Trustpilot. So to back them up, I thought I would write about the experience, put it on the internet, and then about a few hours later, I got what seemed like an automatic reply back from Trustpilot saying that my review didn't make it online. So then I got exactly the same review and I reposted it. But the only difference was, instead of giving them a 1-star review, I gave them a 5-star review and put it online. That review lasted for about 7 or 8 days. And then yesterday, I got an email back basically saying, because Fin RecoveryFin had obviously been trying to get the review removed because the previous review done back in May, they actually replied trying to make out that there was a misunderstanding, because they don't want these reviews online because they have to recreate a new site and start the whole lot all over again under new branding. Anyway, long story short, they decided to remove my 5-star review, even though it was a scolding review. So what did I do? Well, I was in a live yesterday, as you might have seen, and I decided to write a blog about exposing Trustpilot, because this isn't the first rodeo. No, I've often have written 1-star reviews. In fact, I've got over 72 reviews in Trustpilot at the moment, and they're not all 1-star reviews. I give praise when credit due, but because I'm in the industry of busting scammers and reviewing websites, most of my reviews are 1-star reviews. But recently, I can't get any reviews on the website unless I give them 5 stars, as I said. So I wrote this blog, and overnight, I decided it'd be a good idea to let the legal department in Trustpilot know about my blog, and also reply to the "we've taken your 5-star review off because we don't feel it's genuine," even though it lasted on there for 7 days. Would you believe this morning I have now been told that my review, they've looked at the evidence, even though I provided the same evidence way back 7 days ago. They've looked at my evidence, and this time they've decided to let my 5-star review go live. So now, guess what I've done? I've decided to edit my review and change it to 1-star. And at the moment, it's live on Finmore's website. Yesterday in the chat room when I was doing my rant, somebody come in there and they were banting on in the chat room about how I used to support one, I've forgotten what it is, one something or other, one crypto, one coin, because they're trying to, give me, lose my credibility. So that's what sort of got started, because Queen of Karma come on and then Bob come on to the live, and you're welcome to come on the live now. And they try to discredit you. So in my job, imagine this. Can you imagine the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger having 5-star raving reviews on Trustpilot? It's not going to happen, because there's so many scammers out there that are so disgruntled that I go into their Zoom meetings and call them out for what they're doing, promoting multi-level marketing or the like, that I can't compete with scammers who can be keyboard warriors and go into places like Trustpilot and write reviews. Now, honestly, with my hand on my heart, I don't actually care. I actually take it as a compliment that I actually have people out there trying to stop me doing what I'm doing, because you don't get flack unless you're over the target. However, I just don't think it's fair that somebody can go onto Trustpilot when I've never had a review done, write a scolding 1-star review. One of these reviews has claimed that I'm a terrorist, I'm doing terrorist, and I'm hijacking people. And this review, even though it's direct defamation, even though it's against Trustpilot's terms and conditions, it remains. The person can post a not too bad review, get it approved, and then click edit, and then put an update. And that happens quite a lot. So it's kind of, the whole system's rigged. So I started investigating this, and I thought, right, how does Trustpilot make its money? And I started unraveling some amazing information, which I want to share with you today, because Trustpilot is actually a business, and what they thrive on is 5-star reviews. So I'm just going to bring this up before I share my screen and make sure I get myself on the right page and see whether get reviews overview. And let's see if I can find the overview. Let's see. So we've got quite a few different things: email templates, home, manage reviews, integrations, settings, save and promote. I did have it open yesterday, and I don't know if I've still got the screenshot. Oh, I have got the screenshot. It might be just easier for me to just put the screenshot on the screen for now, and then we'll get there. So first of all, did you know that Trustpilot is a business? And what they want you to do is to set up a website, put a plugin on your website, and then hire their services to spam people, I assume. And you can pay $209 New Zealand, $529, or even $900 a month, and you will be able to ask people for reviews. So a really stupid example of this, if you went to Trustpilot and you went to, say you're interested in investing in, let's use Liquid Pay. Now, I think I'm going to spell this right. Hopefully I do. Liquid Pay. So liquid.finance. All right. So liquid.finance was a company that's had their Liquid Finance. What am I doing wrong here? Liquid. I might have to go back to what I originally saw, and I'll give you an example in a minute. This will do it. So Liquid Pay is a company that's running fraud, and they had a domain name called Liquid Finance, and you can see here that. So this company, let's see what they just say here. I just need to read this, and this might be a bit boring, but let me have a listen to this.
Reviewers overwhelmingly had a great experience with this company. Customers appreciate the seamless integration of cryptocurrency into daily spending, highlighting the convenience of using the card for various transactions.
So that's an AI summary of all the reviews. So in here, all these reviews turned up in a hurry, meaning they had 165 reviews, because I remember the number, and they all turned up within a month. Most of the people that wrote the reviews had only ever done, well, that one's got 6 reviews, but that's Kay. She's actually wrote a 1-star review. But most of the people like Barry Turner have all ever only posted 1 review on Trustpilot. So this company that was running a scam, which has been flagged by the FMA in New Zealand, which is our financial regulator, had received 165 reviews in a month saying that this company was legitimate. All these reviews, every single one of them, turned up before the company actually launched. How can Trustpilot sit there and say they're not facilitating the crime? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, I just must say hello to the people in the chat room, especially Susie Stealth, one of my favorites. No offense to you, KB Coder, JB Coder, I should say. Because people want credibility, people want to they tell you to do due diligence. Now, if you can go into Trustpilot and find a company that's got, I don't even know what their rating is, a 5-star review, but it's all come out of, reviews that have been purchased by people who are also making money or promoting it. It's a bit ridiculous. And especially if these people aren't, Trustpilot users. All these people, as I said, are one-time reviewers, and they all just write stupid. They even give, I know how this works. They even tell you what to write. So in saying that, guys, while you are here, would it be possible for you guys to go give me a 5-star review? Now, I'm going to show you something interesting. So it doesn't have to be great. You can go to ChatGPT and you can say, Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. You've been on his YouTube channel, watching him for the last 6 months, and he goes in hard and goes after scammers. Please write me a nice review and then post it on the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avengers channel. Now, just yesterday, I used to call myself Danny de Hek Limited, which is the actual name of my company. And I've managed to update my profile a little bit. So I've now got my no scam logo, and I've got my thing. Now, I've got a reason for telling you how to do this, why to do this. And also, I've written a little bit about the company, as you can hear.
NYT featured investigative journalist Austin Colt survivor exposing scams, Ponzi schemes, and MLMs I name and shame the bad actors behind the lies.
Right. So last night I sent out a little wee message, and I thought I'll play this game because we want to learn exactly how Trustpilot works and how I've exposed them. And I'm going to show you in the blog how I've really exposed them and who they are. So I had 11 views yesterday, and I had a rating of 2.7. And if you go through here, you'll read some pretty scolding replies from this person, Nicholas here. I mean, this is Nicholas, who doesn't exist. Nicholas has done 2 reviews. Nicholas has also, his second review was on Behind MLM. So it just so happens that Nicholas has the same viewpoint about Behind MLM as he does about Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. So I want you to listen to this review that Trustpilot thinks okay to leave on my profile. And it was updated a day ago. So as I said, he wrote a nicer, not so bad comment originally. It got approved, and then he's gone back and edited the review, and it goes live straight away as far as I'm aware. So let's have a listen.
On paper you would believe he is righteous, but it's all a front and projection. His highly unprofessional bully tactics border on harassment and terrorism. He will hack a business's Zoom account and speak under fake names. He takes control of the members' accounts. He will yell loudly so every presentation is guaranteed to be detailed. Then no matter what facts are displayed, he will never change his mind. He will also extort for funds to pay for his time that was unwarranted and never asked for. He is one of the rudest, most unprofessional entrepreneurs I have ever came across in my lifetime, and I've been to all the shittest corners of the globe.
Now, that's a pretty interesting one. So, for example, we can spot that the post isn't, let's just say, he may not be first language English, and he also hasn't used very good grammar, because he said something like, I have ever came across. That's not how we talk in New Zealand. And also, he's claiming that bordering on harassment and terrorism. Terrorism. Now, in New Zealand, we had a mosque shooting. 51 people were killed in a shooting. It was terrible. We only got 400,000 people here in Christchurch, where I live. So to say I'm a terrorist, I can't even say it. Terrorist? How do I pronounce that word? Sorry, I know I should know.
Terrorism.
So to say I'm connected with terrorism is just amazing. To say I hack into people's Zoom meeting, well, that's a pretty tall claim, because I don't hack into people's meeting. It's a public meeting where I have the right to attend just like anybody else. I don't hack into anybody's account. We just take over their meetings because we know how to use Zoom better than most people do. So that was the first one. But then I've written a reply, which I think this sort of sums it up pretty good. So Nicholas isn't a real person, because Nicholas is too much of a coward to actually use his real name. And no doubt he set himself up a free throwaway Gmail account and also created the name Nicholas, because Nicholas doesn't exist anywhere. He's a coward. But this is what my
Nicholas,
reply.
interesting pattern here. You've only ever posted 2 Trustpilot reviews, and both are 1-star attacks on people who expose scams. That says far more about you than it does about me. Let's address your fiction. I don't hack Zoom accounts. I join publicly promoted calls, the same ones used to recruit people into questionable opportunities. If you don't want your pitch recorded and scrutinized, don't broadcast it publicly. Your claim of extortion is laughable. My work is funded voluntarily by supporters who value scam exposure. I don't promise miracle cures or guaranteed wealth. I promise evidence and transparency, 2 things your world seems allergic to. When scammers or their defenders run out of facts, they attack the messenger. That's exactly what's happening here. If my work makes you uncomfortable, it's because I'm shining a light where you'd rather keep people in the dark.
Yeah, so it sort of says it all, really. Probably don't need to explain that. But I do want to read the rest of their reply, because when you reply to somebody, they get notified that Danny de Hek's replied. Also, there's options in there where I can request that Nicholas actually used my services. Because remember, Trustpilot is designed to verify the services that I provide are true and genuine. However, I don't actually provide a service. I've never provided any services to whatever his name is, Nicholas. And also, when I have got evidence about someone that I review, normally I do have evidence and I'm asked to provide evidence. So when I do provide the evidence and I want to request, I say, look, if I go to Nicholas here, at the bottom down here, I can actually flag it, or I can actually ask for proof that he has actually used my services. And when I ask for proof that he's used my services, well, they or it or them have used my services, then I get an automated email message back from Trustpilot 3 days after I have waited for him to approve. So they'll come back and they'll go, well, we have waited 3 days for Nicholas to provide us information, and we don't actually need any information from Nicholas anymore, because our AI system will actually determine for itself whether Nicholas was genuine or not. So they make you wait 3 days for that. So you've all cooled off now and you're all thinking, oh, I don't care. I haven't got time to keep doing this all day long. However, in this case, Nicholas, I did ask for proof that Nicholas has actually used my services, and they made me wait 3 days. Nicholas actually posted this comment twice under a different account on my same Trustpilot. So I can spend all day long reporting people, or I can just get on with busting scammers. But I want to show you that Trustpilot is a scam in itself, and I'm going to show you that. So let's just carry on and let Nicholas speak and tell you really how he feels. Now, when you're listening to this, is this defamation? And has he got any credible facts to his claims, which would merit Trustpilot leaving this review on my profile?
His reply is Exhibit A, perfectly illustrating the points made in my original review. He is not an independent journalist, but rather an opinionated individual. He presents only one narrow viewpoint and remains inflexible, regardless of the evidence presented.
Well, I'm not going to listen to evidence that hasn't been provided to me, and I'm not going to listen to lies that can't be backed up by claims. So whenever somebody comes back to me and they say, oh, we aren't a scam, then I say, well, for example, at the moment, we're going after a company called Booster. Now, Booster claim that they have created their own ChatGPT from scratch. Our investigation and our whistleblowers have now told us that this company is actually using Google Gemini as their service. And they are actually literally using API keys, using somebody else's ChatGPT like-minded service, and they haven't created their own ChatGPT. The same company in a live YouTube video claimed that they had 1,000 developers working for their company, and that their company wasn't just a small ticky biggly wickly tiny weeny company. They were a massive company that had 1,000 developers working for them. So after writing the review and exposing this person for what he said, we asked them to verify the facts if they had 1,000 developers. They gave us an email telling us that they outsourced their work to a company that does have 1,000 developers. And get this, and they do have 1,000 developers, and they're their biggest client. Hence why they have 1,000 developers working in their company. It's just, these are the lies. So now, and then also the same company tells us that they only pay a one-time 25% commission. However, the commission structure is broken into 10 structures, and people only get paid once they get a sale. So we've exposed that company, but the company now is tremendously trying to block us from exposing them. So we've written a pretty extensive, now this could be the same person, I don't know. But this person's claiming that I'm not an independent journalist. Well, go and research what you actually need to be an independent journalist. So this is my website, and this is my website, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Now, I'm not holding up a Project Shield, sorry, I'm going to restart that again, a Google Project Shield for no reason. See, it's a tongue twister. But my website, go check out who actually hosts my website. And it's protected by Project Shield. Now listen to this.
Protected by Project Shield. This site is protected by Project Shield, a free service defending independent journalism, human rights organizations, and public interest websites from digital attacks.
So my website was getting attacked, denial server attacks by people like Shavis Anwar, who was trying to stop me exposing him, the company who has all the fake reviews on Trustpilot. Now, just to make it even better, we worked with Bloomberg TV, and they researched Shavis and Sam Lee and myself for 10 months. And we provided evidence that Shavis's credit card called Liquid Pay, he claims it was backed by Visa. So if you went to a company called Liquid Pay, you will see I've actually set up a website, which is pretty ballsy to do because this company's theoretically worth millions of dollars and taken the world by storm. However, if you go in here, you'll see the Bloomberg documentary, which you'll also see on the homepage of my website. You'll see a video where I've actually exposed that Shavis Anwar does not have backing by Visa. We've got the clip out of the Bloomberg Business Week where Shavis here, the guy. So since then, Shavis has had a stroke. He's now trying to sue me for $300,000, claiming that I caused him to have a stroke. He's even provided his medical certificate. And it's all smoke and mirrors to keep his community happy. We've got a video on the homepage of my YouTube channel when I'm not live that basically exposes him 100%. If you are an investor of We Are All Satoshi, or you have decided to buy this credit card for $1,000 that he's selling, where somebody who referred you to it got $550 for doing so, yes, $550 of your money when you go and buy this credit card that's meant to be backed by Visa, literally doesn't exist. So we go to Trustpilot, if I can find it in a hurry. We go to Trustpilot and we show that Liquid Pay doesn't have, so we go to Liquid Pay, doesn't have backing with Visa and is lying to everybody. They are in the App Store, but under a different company name to hide themselves. But you can go in here and you can pay for reviews. and get a 5-star rating, and then have your domain name wiped out by the New Zealand financial regulator because they reported it to an authority in Hong Kong that has more clout than New Zealand. And then what they do is they fire up a new domain name 48 hours later. And this is an unclaimed liquid pay review. So this is their new domain name that they fired up 24 hours later. And then people can start reviewing it. So I've managed to get I've got 72 reviews, and I've given them a 5-star review because if I publish a 1-star, now this has been removed as well. So this is another review that's been removed, and I can't delete it. I can't even post, which this did go live for about 7 days like the rest of them. 5-star review telling them that they have switched domains without notice. And, and it's not even a scolding review, but it's got removed because the AI system picks it up. It is how stupid this whole system is. Stephen Amstad is a friend of mine, and he's wrote a 2-star review just for an experiment, and he's lost lots of money. That got publicized, but Steve's got 35 reviews, so he should be more credible than Paul, who's done a 3-star review, or Kim, who's done 4 reviews. Now, if we go and have a look at Kim, we can see that Kim has actually, what have they done in the past? So let's have a look. All of the, now I don't know this, but this just sounds bad straight away, but review of BP Pulse sounds like another opportunity. I don't even know how to say that name, but we'll get it read.
Chrysalis Finance.
I missed it because I was coughing.
Chrysalis Finance.
So that sounds like another shady ideal. And the last one is Nutmeg. So I don't know, but this person here has given 5-star reviews about all these companies, which I'm assuming are like-minded opportunities where people get rich. It's a scam, it's just ridiculous. But if Bloomberg does a documentary exposing 9pay
faces charges in the US, the damage to his reputation may impede.
So just like Bitcoin, that we will do.
With authorities often powerless to act across borders, it's fallen on people like Danny to sound the alarm on suspected scams. And people like Chavez Anwar are very aware of Danny's efforts to disrupt their operations.
One person that I wanted to bring up is Danny de Hek.
I mean, it's not good that you talk about something you don't know. I mean, he has zero knowledge of the tech. He has zero understanding of tech. If it is affecting my reputation in the market, I will sue.
I literally do have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand helping me out. I do. That's why I have a breakfast. So, so you can sort of see the frustration. So, since then, Chavez has written 3 AI letters to my hosting provider, and would you believe actually had my website removed because they took those letters as genuine. Now, they hadn't even put the, when you get ChatGPT to write your documents and sometimes it says put date here, hadn't even removed that from one of the letters. And the next thing that was really funny was he left all the emojis in that ChatGPT create. I'm always taking those out. So since then, I applied to Project Shield, and this is only available to independent journalists, and it stops denial server attacks. So it's kind of ironic. So yes, I am an independent journalist, and anybody can call themselves a journalist. So I don't understand that statement. Let's carry on.
Regarding his comment about my lack of previous Trustpilot reviews, I had never felt the need to write one until encountering this individual.
Now, this has probably been written with ChatGPT, but let's humor ourselves. Nothing against ChatGPT. I love it.
Concerning the Zoom issue, his actions constitute hijacking. He joins Zoom meetings and speaks under the names of other participants, behaving like a coward. He jumps between different names, making it difficult for the host to remove him. This is undeniably hijacking, and there is no way to excuse such behavior. It amounts to holding a group of people hostage against their will. What company would welcome such an ambush? Turning a scheduled 45-minute presentation into a disruptive marathon lasting over 4 hours.
So there's a lot to unpack in this particular one. I mean, I actually fire up anything up to 8 different web browsers. I have the ability of opening up 8 different web browsers on my computer. If I did go into the meeting with my name, they don't let me into the meeting because they don't want me exposing them for the opportunity that they're presenting to the public. So, and also hijacking, well, hijacking the meeting might be one thing, but holding people captive and gaslighting them as the leaders who run these meetings do, I think is worse. And I'm proud of the fact that also the other thing is that all these meetings that they are presenting are actually, in fact, against the terms and conditions of Trustpilot. Sorry, not Trustpilot. They're actually against the terms and conditions of Zoom. So on my website, I have a form. You can go to the Contact Us button, hold your mouse over there, and a box drops down, and it's called Zoom Patrol. So when you go to Zoom Patrol, you'll see Danny sitting here with his policeman hat policing Zoom. Now, in here, we ask people to submit any Zoom links where people, where you think somebody's running a Zoom meeting. You can go in here and you can give us links to these Zoom meetings. Now, we've just put together a pretty extensive list to go off to a reporter who will actually be presenting this to, what do we call it? I'm just seeing if I've got it still open here, actually. So let's see, numbers 2. I'm just going to see if I have actually got it open. So long story short is numbers. Right, have I got that open? Open and opening. There it is. Right, so I'm going to put that on another screen. So what we've done, we'll put together an extensive report that has gone to a reporter who's like, you know, how you used to have close up and you have. So we've got a journalist who's doing a big documentary that's going to be published next year. And they've asked us, you know, what I would do to help stop scams. And I said, well, the first thing I'd do is I would report Zoom, because Zoom is the getaway vehicle for a lot of these scammers. So if this person is claiming that I holding people in a Zoom meeting, like I'm hijacking Zoom meetings, the person isn't actually allowed to use Zoom in the way they're using it, because it's against the terms and conditions. So to give you an idea, this is a list of all the Zoom meetings which I've gathered over the last few months and shown that they are using Zoom against the terms and conditions of Zoom. So if you come in here, you can read about, you know, this is it.
Zoom claims to prohibit the use of its platform for unauthorized multi-level marketing businesses under its acceptable use guidelines. Yet, time and time again, we've witnessed Zoom turning a blind eye while scammers run live recruitment events that clearly violate these terms, so we're stepping in.
Yeah, so unauthorized multi-level marketing businesses. So it's kind of ironic that this person decides that they're going to mention that I'm in there hijacking the meeting that shouldn't necessarily actually be working. Also, I'm using names which isn't my own. I don't know if I should come in here and call myself the IRS or the police or the FBI and make it more official. Not that I'm saying I am them, but you get my point. So that's quite funny. So I just have to laugh, and then I go to this comment.
As for attacking the messenger, he initiated the attack. I recognized his tactics immediately. He projects his own insecurities, likely stemming from a past missed opportunity. In America, we do not require oversight or restrictions on our investment decisions. We are free to make our own choices. The opinion of someone operating from a basement in New Zealand will not influence us. Perhaps he should examine his own unprofessional conduct. With greater decorum, his online presence might extend beyond its current limited scope.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny that he claims that I'm coming out from my basement. I don't know if you've seen my 10-hour, 53-minute long video, but I published a video about Bitcoin Rodney just a wee while ago, a day ago. And this is, listen to the very, let's see, this is the start of, this is Bitcoin Rodney.
Coming to you guys straight from the basement. Dudes!
So this is a 10-hour video of all of Bitcoin Rodney's get-rich-quick schemes, basically. And he's coming out of the basement. So I don't know why he thinks I'm coming out of the basement. I think that's quite funny. Now, I've never missed an opportunity, and this person that always writes always has something that leaves traces that we know it's always the same person. But I've never been involved in any get-rich-quick opportunity, never promoted anything like OneCoin and the like, and it's absolutely crazy. So for those who are reading this review, let's have a listen.
For those reading this review, please be aware that legal action is underway. The world is small, and we possess video evidence to support all claims made in this review. He has also attacked us multiple times. He made a mistake, because we fight back to cyberbullies.
Cyberbully. So if it's the guy who might be, I don't think it is the guy who I think it might be, but it could be Matthew Frick. which is a bit of a laugh, really. So let's just have a look at Matthew Frick. And I mean, if you're not getting flack, so this is Matthew Frick. So this is the guy here. So this is the video that we've done. If this is the same guy, and I don't believe it's even the same guy, because it has, the conversation has traces to previous. We're always fighting the same person, put it this way. But the other day we published this blog. Matthew Frick is promoting Booster. He claims that they have 1,000 developers, and also that they have created their own ChatGPT. So we wrote to him after producing this blog. We wrote back to him and asked him to give us an amendment or clarity. So he's actually written back to us. You can go through the whole lot. And then since then, we've actually found out the guy's got a criminal history. He's from, I can't even say it, the Public of, I'll have to read it.
Republic of Slovenia.
Right, and Slovenia are trying to get him expedited out of America. Now, unfortunately, Slovenia waited too long, and there's a 5-year limitation where you can't drag people back. But they've actually provided a scolding letter showing the court documents where all the things that this guy has been done. So there's the evidence and the receipts, as we like to recall them, sitting here, all about this guy and his shady behavior. So even though they may claim that we have, they don't like what we're saying and we're exposing them. But listen to the start of this video here. We'll just go straight into it like this.
If we don't continue.
And this is the guy here. And we've caused a major havoc. It's quite funny. I quite enjoy what I do sometimes. But have a listen.
Yeah, and I know you're recording it, and I'm absolutely good with it because I have absolutely nothing to hide in front of
broadcasting you live,
Just let me
mate.
show it to you.
You've been
Just one
broadcasted
second,
on the
please.
Crypto
Let me
Ponzi
just
Scheme
log in,
Avengers YouTube channel.
office. We have over 1,000 developers in our company. We're pretty serious company.
Well, have you
All
got
of the
photos
product
and images of those? Because a lot of people tell us they've got developers and we never see any footage of that stuff.
there, getting a loan, getting a credit card.
Yeah, so we went through this whole video, and I don't think we actually. Oh, look, my new stuff's online. Look at that. So this is this is the reply that we get from these guys. So on a daily basis, people go to, oh, why don't you report them if they weren't running a scam? Why are they allowed to? We don't know. We expose these people. So there's a couple of things to unpack on this one.
My God, they just proves again how ignorant you are. Every AI chat agent out there is based on some source. Let's say ChatGPT is based on OpenAI, Booster Nova is based on Gemini 2.0, and Gemini 2.5 Pro. Every person who has a little bit knowledge will laugh at you for your statement. Of course, Booster didn't build its own source of information because that's a couple of billions of dollars face with tears of joy.
So they claim that they invested $1 million in the video. In this very video, Matt claims that they spent $1 million developing their platform. And in here, he claims, not me, he claims that he's created his own version of ChatGPT. Now, if I said I have got my own make and model of a vehicle, would you believe that it would have been built off Tesla? This is what he said. So it's absolutely incredible. So in this here, if you want to sit here and listen to this 2.5 hour long video of Matt making all these lies, we've actually gone through and picked out all the claims that he's made, then gone away and done our due diligence as a claim that you should do. And we've discovered a whole lot of amazing stuff, which is absolutely incredible. And not only that, we now have a whistleblower. And listen to what the whistleblower has alleged.
Public statement for verification. We have received information from a credible technical source with direct knowledge of Booster Corp I's operations alleging that the company's much hyped Booster Nova AI assistant, sold to customers for $19 a month, is in fact a lightly modified version of an existing free tool, Google Gemini. The source claims this product is essentially a rebranded template with a Booster logo and a handful of API keys, offering no unique AI capabilities beyond what is freely available from Gemini itself. If accurate, this would mean customers are paying for a crippled, restricted version of a free service.
Now, isn't that incredible? So now what we're actually asking is for developers to go out there and explore that. So we could write a 1-star review about Booster, which I don't know if we have, but let's have a pretend. So I go to Trustpilot. I've spent 1.5 hours doing my due diligence, and we go to Trustpilot. I search for the company, and I realize that they haven't probably even got any reviews. They haven't. So then I want to write a review about this company. So then I go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, what have we got? We've got Chat And I go to, I think I've actually already done this, but I think it's been removed. So I go to Booster AI. And actually, so now I'm just going to see if I've got Trustpilot. Trust P. No, I haven't. So what I want to do is, this is exactly what I would do. Could you please write me a Trustpilot review? All right. I would like to explain to people that I have signed up for the free platform, and I've started investigating some of the claims that they have made, and I was shocked at what I have found. I watched a video with Matt. So what's his name? Matt, who claims they have 1,000 developers, and they clearly do not. And also that they have produced their own version of ChatGPT, and they clearly have not. I would not recommend this company. I have decided not to purchase any of their products, even though they claim that I would be rewarded if I did so. I don't know. So let's just say I'm going out here and I'm going to ChatGPT. So I've got a whole thread on this whole company. So it's not like I don't know anything about this company. I've done research. I've even tried producing lots of photos. So I've got a whole history here. I would probably be fair to say that I've done more due diligence about Booster, whatever, than anyone. Oh, do I have a title as well, please? All right. So in this experiment, we might as well do this live. So I've asked it to write me a review. Let's get the lovely voice to read it, and let's see what they said. Let's see.
Here's a solid draft for your Trustpilot review. Clear, professional, and exposing the red flags without sounding like a rant. I signed up for Booster Corp's free platform to investigate some of their claims, and what I discovered was concerning. In one presentation, Matt, the CEO, claimed they had 1,000 developers, which is clearly not true. He also claimed Booster had built its own version of ChatGPT, which is misleading since their product is based on Google Gemini, not proprietary technology. These exaggerations made me lose trust quickly. I decided not to purchase any products, even though the company claims customers are rewarded for doing so. Based on my experience and what I've seen so far, I cannot recommend this company. Do you want me to also write a shorter, punchier 2 to 3 sentences?
No, thank you very much, lady. So you can see that this is a typical thing we'd do. Now, I think that's not over the top, and I think I can verify everything I do. So if Matt will receive an email from Trustpilot, basically saying that somebody's left a review. Matt will be able to come along and report my review, or he may be able to ask for documents to prove that I actually have had an experience with this company, even though I'm being told to do the due diligence first. So this is just ridiculous. So let's just carry on doing what I was doing originally when I started this live. And I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to go over to the other screen and I'm going to ask you guys once again to write me a review on Trustpilot, if you love me. And I'm going to show you some of the other reviews that we've got. So this is the first notification. These are my emails. So your review is now live on Trustpilot. So this is the proof that we'll show you in a few minutes. So RecoveryFin, I've written a 1-star review. It's got removed. I provided a PDF showing them their agreement. I showed them a blog showing them that this company is untrustworthy. I showed them that their domain name's not even been registered a year. There's already a 1-star review on Trustpilot, but they decided to remove my review. So then I republished the same review, and I just made it a 5-star review. And I thought, oh, I got away with it. 7 days later, either RecoveryFin had complained or asked for verification, and they decided to look at my review again, even though it's a 5-star review, but it's scolding inside when you read it, and they removed it. So then I got in a huff, wrote a whole blog about it, exposed Trustpilot, carbon copied it, CC'd it off to the legal department, publicized it on my Twitter account, and also publicize it on Substack, blogger.com, my own blog, and also LinkedIn. And then I sent a reply. And then in the morning, I woke up this morning, and all of a sudden my 5-star review is back online again. So then I've gone and edited my 5-star review back to a 1-star review and didn't change anything. And now the review stands on their website as a 1-star review. And they have also backed it up by saying that they have verified that my review is genuine because of the information I've given them. So this is the mismatch. This is why Trustpilot is a scam. And also, as I showed you, you can pay for reviews. So that was my email. So that's one of the emails. The other one is, this is the Integrity Team email. Thank you so much for taking the time to share the documentation of your experience with RecoveryFin.com, which is a scam company claiming they can recover people's crypto off the blockchain. For God's sake. Okay, and then great news. Your documentation helped us verify your experience with blah, blah, blah. So we have reactivated your review. How stupid is this? How pathetic is this? So now we come down to this. If you really care about your customers, this is what I've written.
If you really care about your customers, which I do not believe you do, you would read this blog. Why don't you guys help us fight scams rather than supporting them?
Right, so that's it. And this is the email. This is basically a copy of the blog I'm about to read to you guys. You can see down here, thanks for getting back to us. So this is what they sort of claim. It's all bullshit.
We want Trustpilot to be the universal symbol of trust, where everyone can share and discover genuine experiences. That's why we use automated detection technology.
I mean, isn't this stupid? We want the universal symbol of trust. I can give you 20, 30, 100 examples where I wouldn't trust anything that Trustpilot write. And it just gets stupid. So,
and a team of experts to look for unusual patterns and take action where this may not be the case. In this case, unfortunately, we found unusual patterns linked to your review or account. While a detection technology is usually spot on, we understand that it may get things wrong. That's why we ask reviewers to send us documentation to help us verify their experiences if they think we made a mistake.
So I haven't got all day long to sit here with Trustpilot and help them build their business. Trustpilot is a business. That's what it is. So you can see the whole correspondence. This goes back to the previous correspondence, 15th of August, right? I don't know how far this actually goes back. This is the 16th of August, 15th of August. How much correspondence do I need to put a review about a lady who had already lost $100,000, was about to lose $2,298? So now so the last bit of correspondence that we received, so this is all the 15th, the 12th of August. So that's one thing. Right, what else have we got here? I received a 5-star review. So thank you very much. Now we can see this review online. So that's one of, this is my South African friend, Rory Kanach's cousin. She and I have probably spent 20 hours helping her expose Roy Kanacha. And I went into a WhatsApp group with her and said, can you please write me a 5-star review? This is what I need to do to get somebody to write a 5-star review. And after my 20 hours, I'm not knocking this, Michelle, but after my 20 hours of research and helping you fight, Michelle listen to this, Michelle has sold 3 of her houses to invest in Roy Kanacha's opportunity. He's just been liquidated. She has liquidated her cousin in the court system because he's a scammer. And Michelle did donate $15. So this is what it's like. So if you want to support me, I'm not knocking anyone that doesn't pay me because I'm not here for the money. I'm not doing this for the money, but I'm saying I spent at least 20 hours. I've probably spent literally 50 hours exposing Roy Kanacha, trying to warn people like Michelle not to get involved in what he's doing. Unfortunately, this was happening years ago, but Michelle has come along and she's written me a 5-star review thanking me for my, let's say, 50 hours.
Spot on data, spot on energy, and clear facts. Message is raw. You'll get the real story. He helped us fighting back.
Thank you for the review. But, saying that, this is what I have to do to get a 5-star review, if I do. And I don't even care about the reviews. I've just gone out there and asked a few people to write reviews. Now, actually, I might have got that around the wrong way. This is Michelle's review here. So this is, and I'm not saying write a novel, Michelle. I'm not knocking what you're saying, but I'm saying this is the average. This is the normal. This is the only one, like, I've got a review here from Queen of Karma. Now, we are YouTubers. We know what it's like. She has written a novel explaining, how wonderful I am. And I'll write a novel about her when she has a website for me to review. And also, I don't have all day long to do review sites, but I just want to show you how hard it is to actually get a 5-star reviews, unless I pay for the service at Trustpilot and I pay them $200 a month. Then I can spam people who are probably promoting me and ask them to write a review. And I meant to now look at my 5-star rating that I have on Trustpilot, and it's genuine because I've managed to pay for my audience, basically. So this is the review.
This man is a hero doing work no one else wants, Ro. And there's a big mob after him consisting of people who want to see him fall because they're the fraudsters.
That's right. So that's good. And then I got another one. I don't know who this person is. I think it's one of the same people that we've got a WhatsApp group, which I posted this in this is just done last night, but I've got a WhatsApp group where I've been going after Roy Kanacha, and there's 4 people in it who have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they've asked me to publish blog after blog about him and do videos to help expose him, to warn other people, because he's still running Smart Chain, and that's what I've been doing. And these are the people that have actually managed to, I've spent hours of time communicating with them, and now they've wrote nice replies, and this is great. This is all I want. This is all I need, because if I want to lift my rating,
this man makes no differences between a bad or a good networking company. He just wants to kill every networking company on the planet to make profit himself.
Well, that's a bad review. I didn't see that. But that's, and this is, the man makes no difference between bad or good networking company. Is that good English? He just want to kill everybody network company on the planet and make profit for himself. Wow, here I go. If you want to support me in any which way, now would be a good time to do it. But that's the typical 1-star review. Now, just before we lose track of the 1-star reviews versus this, so today, RecoveryFin, I just wanted to show you, I just want to see whether my icon updated, because I decided to change my face to my, so they won't let you. So where I write my reviews as Danny de Hek, you have a choice of updating your logo to be a logo or a face. And I've uploaded it to my logo, but it won't let me. I have to keep my face by the look of it. Oh, no, it did. All right, good. There we go. Take it back. So now I've got this Danny de Hek and No Scam logo as my avatar. They'll probably tell me off of that too. But I just want to get rid of that. That took 20 minutes to do. Yeah, so what I wanted to show you is now I have actually received 3 5-star reviews overnight. And if you've just done one now, which I'm hoping that you are going to, because I'm going to give you the URL, Roy and Stepchain, that's it, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Susie. It sounds like Susie's done one. And so KB Coder, thank you very much. JB Coder. What do I say that backwards for? So I now will have 16 reviews, unless you guys who are watching me now decide to go and find me. So just search for dehek.com on Trustpilot and you can do me a review. So this will take 3 hours for them to be approved. And if they don't get approved, it's probably because you've got a history of being what am I trying to say? A reviewer, and they might take you as credible, uncredible. But you could literally, I could pay $200 and then spam out 200 emails to people who know me vaguely and ask them just to review and get all these first-time reviewers lifting my star rating. So what I'm getting at here, guys, I've got 14 reviews. So if I go refresh, I've still got 14 reviews. So in a couple of hours, you'll get a notification basically saying, yeah, and this is the sad thing. A lot of people don't use Trustpilot, but a lot of people use it for credibility. So we've got, I can't even, Sebastian, I'm sorry. This is Michelle's husband. So Michelle's husband and Michelle have wrote me reviews. And I'm not knocking, the length of them. It doesn't have to be a novel. I'm just saying, like I spend hours of time. And if I was financially going after the money here, Roy Kanacha is a scammer. He's lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. He is a scammer. I've spent 50 plus hours chasing him down, doing videos, the whole 9 yards. Out of that so far, I might get a little bit of YouTube money. I get about 300, around about 300 on average per month for my YouTube account. I have received some donations, but nothing over $100. Michelle has actually donated $15 and bought me 3 cups of coffee. As far as I'm aware, that's the only money I've ever received from her or her husband for spending hours doing so. Now, if And I'm happy with that. I'm not worried about the money. I am concerned about my GST bill that's coming out this month where I don't have any money and I should be doing my drop shipping rather than being on the YouTube. I'll be honest. I'm not asking for money, but I'm saying if you're going to make a claim that I'm out here for the money, then you're a joke. And that's what these people say. So if we go back to my message over here, this person's saying that he's just kill every network. This is multi-level marketing network companies that never deliver on what the claims. And I'm just on the planet to make profit. Well, I don't think I need to answer that. Right, and I've got other ones here, which we might as well do them while I'm on. So this is Nicholas, which we've already gone through. He left a 1-star review, and his review's online. So that's one. I'm just going through the reviews that I got just in the last few days, really. My review is live. So Trustpilot. Now, this is a really interesting one. So I can go click on see my review, right? So Trustpilot allows me to write a 1-star review about them. So I wrote that review about 15 hours ago. Now, I'm on Trustpilot, as you can see, and I go and I want to see the reviews. So see the reviews. So now I go to the 1-star reviews that I've written. 14% of people believe that Trustpilot is a scam site. So just 39 minutes ago, somebody has wrote a 1-star review. So you can see an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Now, if I go down here and I look for my review that I posted, and this is why I'm telling you that this is just a scam. This is a business 12 hours ago. Now, you should start to see my reviews here, because when I started this video, it said that my review was posted 13 hours ago. So now I click on 2, and now it will update. So 14 hours ago, me too. Now we should just find my name, and you should see I've done 72 reviews. 20 hours. My review isn't on their website. How does that work? So my review isn't on their website. I can't find it anywhere. So why are these other people? So then I go, okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to go click on my reviews. I click on my reviews, and you can see that I've just done that review on Booster Corp, and it's still pending. So I can wait longer. I've been verified, right? More than other people. So this is the interesting thing. I've verified myself with my email address and some other thing that you have to do to prove I'm genuine. And I've got all these unverified reviews on mine. So I come down here, and there's my review on Trustpilot. So it tells me that it's approved and it's ready to rock and roll, but it doesn't appear on Trustpilot. But here, 14 hours ago, it tells me that my review was published. So are they going to update that? I mean, how does it work? It's crazy. And unless, as I said, unless I'm a paying person, they're probably going to ignore me. So we'll just go back and we'll finish off these reviews on the other screen, and we'll get rid of this one. So that was me. Congratulations, your 1-star review on Trustpilot's there. This is another one where somebody's left me a 5-star review, and Warren, I don't know who this person is, but they're no doubt probably one of the ones in the WhatsApp group where I asked them. And as I said, this person's lost. I know this person. I don't know this person, but I'm assuming this is a person that's lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they've asked me to publicize the fact that they're associated with Roy Conacher, or Conacher, if you want to have that name. And great team, exposing scam, open and honest. It may not be. It may be one of the viewers that's in my chat room right now. So thank you for the 5-star review. And that's all you need to do if you want to go review me. I'd love it. Thank you. Because I want to prove it. So there's our blank screen. So I just want to show you some other stuff before we read the blog, because the blog will answer a lot of questions. This is, and I report things all day long, and it's very, very time consuming. I'm just going to ban that person who keeps telling me that I can buy fake users. Don't need them. Thanks very much. Another service out there he's trying to promote, and we'll get that off the screen so it doesn't get any publicity. All right. So this is a video. This is YouTube. Now I received a phishing email from YouTube telling me that they've sent me a private video where I have to do something important. So this is the video.
You and many other YouTube users are very important to us. Due to changes in YouTube's monetization policy, you need to read the updated agreement to maintain the ability to monetize your content. A detailed document is available at the link in the description of this video. You have 7 days from the date of the email notification to confirm your agreement to the new terms. If you fail to do so within the specified period, the monetization of your videos may be temporarily suspended. Thank you for your attention.
So first of all, why isn't
Hello?
that guy talking to the camera? Second of all, is why is YouTube now deciding to, communicate with me in a different form? I mean, this is where your red flag should be going off. Also, I like the monetization on my channel, so they're actually found a topic which has got my attention. Because and also if you go down to the description here, you can see that they have a URL that is not the official YouTube URL. And if I click on that URL, so right now, because Pakistan's after me literally and they want to kill me literally, if I turned up in Pakistan, I'd be killed. I've received quite a few strange emails. I've even received some emails that had to be all zipped up and sent off to the FBI and Homeland Security so they could figure out what was going on. I tell you, my life at the moment is pretty amazing. And my life at the moment is pretty amazing because I'm actually not very well at the moment. I'm continuously dizzy. I have got a cough that you may have heard that's a little bit better today than it has been because I have now been told that I've probably got asthma. And when I go out running, my cough gets really bad. So I'm now on an inhaler. I'm dizzy continuously. These earplugs may be causing the problem. I went to my doctor on Friday and he said that when you put these earplugs in, you're actually pushing wax into your ears. So I've got an appointment at 2 o'clock on Monday to get my ears cleaned out. I'm hoping that's going to help me from not being dizzy. I've been dizzy for the last 8 months and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I have been using these for about the last 10 months. I'm assuming that these things that are in my ear. So next time you might see me with another pair of headphones on. So, what did I start telling you? I don't know. I've forgotten. But anyway, a lot's going on. I'm continuously getting bombarded by scammers who are trying to take me off the internet. Trustpilot's not helping. I'm writing blogs. I love what I do. I get an email from YouTube and I want to report this video. It tells me that I must go watch the video so I can use the feature down the bottom here and report this video. So I'm now on the video and I can now see the link, which I'm tempted to click on. If I click on that link, people can find my location, I assume. And malicious things can happen. So I don't click on that link. Don't click on links because you're telling people, and they're threatening me. So how many times have I received this email? This is my 5th time. This channel has got 12 subscribers. It's a new channel. It's already been shut down once. So if I click on that channel, I go in here and I find other videos to give them credibility. They also have got links going off to YouTube that give it more credibility. Now, if I'm not savvy enough, I might look at this and actually think this is official. I might click on that link and somebody might come around to my home and kill me. But, I'm getting a bit far-fetched, but I'm not really. But today, we need all the help we can get. We can't assume that because this has got the logo of YouTube, it's got YouTube rules on it, and for some reason they're using a handle on YouTube, and then it's got 16 subscribers. The last time I went to this video, it had 25, so they've obviously fired up a new YouTube channel. YouTube don't work fast enough. I mean, surely that video that we just watched would be able to be digitally fingerprinted so that when that video gets uploaded, it just automatically doesn't make it on these platforms. I haven't got all day long to sit here and police the platform. As I'm going to do this backwards, but I wrote a Twitter post about this 1-star review process and how I believe that they're doing a scam. I've also published the update on what happened in the last 24 hours with Trustpilot. I'm not going to get into that. I wanted to show you the business side of managing reviews. I did actually want to try Plus for free. Tell me more. Try for free. I just want to see creating a new plan for you. So I want to show you the business side of Trustpilot. So here they are telling me that I could pay $2,268 billed in one time and I'd save all this money. So this is the ridiculous, and they want my credit card details. So now I want to look at, I want to find the page which shows me all their pricing. I know I pulled up a graphic earlier on, and I'm sorry to go on about this, but I think it's worthwhile. Plans and billing. Here we go. So if you're wondering if Trustpilot is trustworthy or not, the answer to that is absolutely no. Now, upgrade now. Free plan, billing history, domains. It's De Hek, upgrade free. Manage and review, get reviews, analytics, integrations, settings. Why can't I just go to this and find it where I want to? Okay, Trustpilot. I'm going to just do it the old-fashioned way. Trustpilot, business plans. Okay, here we go. So that's how we did it. That was hard work, wasn't it? You think they'd have a button which would link back to this page that we're about to see. So here we go. Trustpilot, turn trust into action with Trustpilot. These are all the different plans that they have. And this is even a different page than I found the other day. Chat with Trustpilot. So this is why Trustpilot. Now, let's just work this out for you guys. Let's just say Shavis Anwar, the guy that owns liquidpay.com. So liquidpay.com, well, he doesn't own liquidpay.com. I own that. So let's go to Liquid Pay Finance, right? And on their website, which I don't know why this is the case, but let's go. On their website, they want to have a box at the bottom here says that we have got 5-star rating on. So if you go to the bottom down here, I'm not saying he has, but on the bottom of his website, he could have rated 5-star on Trustpilot. So that could mean that he has actually purchased a monthly plan with Trustpilot. And then he can basically ask all the people that are hoping to get money from promoting it will write a review. And then he can put it on the bottom of his website. Now imagine Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, gets all his Avengers who have the time and energy to actually write 1-star reviews that never make the grade, never get on Liquid Pay Finance's review in Trustpilot. They don't want the 1-star reviews. They want the 5-star reviews because they want to sell packages to people. So they'll put it on their website and use their services. 1-star reviews actually work against the business model for Trustpilot, which is ridiculous. So I just wanted to show you that. If you didn't know, Trustpilot charge quite healthily $200 a month to be able to use their services, which is just ridiculous. And it's all designed to help promote what I believe are scam companies running scams. So let's just shut down the windows here and we'll just get back to it. So RecoveryFin, they now have 5 reviews. Now, I'm a verified user. I updated this review 3 hours ago. The only thing I changed is from a 5-star review to a 1-star review after they've received confirmation from me claiming that my documentation that I provided about this company is good enough for me to actually be able to post a review. So originally, if you haven't followed this and you've just turned up now, this review that you see was a 5-star review. 48 hours ago, they come back and told me that the review is coming offline because they needed to verify that I genuinely had an experience with the company. I provided them the documentation and I wrote the blog that you're about to read with me. And I proved that this company is a scam. And now they've decided to let me have my 5-star review, which I've edited back to a 1-star review because there's no reason why this 1-star review won't stick. And also, I've reviewed 72 other reviews in the past. So here it explains exactly about this company. Now, since then, 3 days ago, they have had one person sign up who's only ever done 1 review. Just happens to be in California, their target audience. And they wrote a stupid little wee one-liner. And that 5-star review from a user that's only ever done 1 review is allowed to go online straight away. Next one, Thomas Clinton, lowercase, doesn't know that his name should be spelt with a capital T or a capital C. He's only ever done 1 review. He's also from California, and he also does the very same type of reply. And his review got put online. So that's because when you go to the top here, you can see that he's got 5 reviews, and if you were looking at his Trustpilot, you can see he's a 3.2. Now, I'm a 3.1, and I have 14 reviews. The star rating system ain't working. It's not credible. But anyway, so you get the idea. And of course, the person that I was trying to back up was the person that probably has lost money. So this is what they said originally.
So I get scammed and reach out to this company who supposedly helps people who have been scammed get their money back. They replied back, acted very professional, asked for the info related to my situation, email at him, and he'd call me first thing this morning. You wouldn't believe it. Another scam.
Yep. So he didn't really explain it much there very well. Hopefully he didn't pay the money. But so we've got a 5-star review. Oh my goodness. And this tells you about the type of person that got scammed theoretically.
If you're looking for a great online casino, this is it. Awesome casino, instant payouts with crypto, and extremely fair.
Now, this online casino, this person here that's wrote this here, no doubt this is a casino that offers you $5 if you go and write a 5-star review. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And this was done in June. So the person here is reviewing a casino, which is just, I don't even want to get started. So there's the review on the 8th of May about them. And then we've got them giving another 1-star review for what I believe is another scam. I'm just going to have to look at some of these. So we've got them writing a review about this. So this company here that he wrote a 5-star review on, it's only had 17 reviews, and they've got a low rating of, is that the review he's given a 1-star? Yeah, so this person in here is given a 5-star review to a company that's got a 1.7 review. This is all just stupid shit. And then we've got the casino. Oh, so they've actually written a 5-star review about this casino. I'm a bit confused, but I think you get the idea that this person's wrote 3 reviews. One of the reviews, a 5-star review about a casino. I'm pretty sure that they are rewarding people for writing 5-star reviews. I just about bet money on it, even if it's a casino. I think that's quite funny. But anyway, let's have a look. And so we've got RecoveryFin. They have decided to respond to the 1-star review they received from this person that claims they've lost money. And obviously, they don't want to redesign the website and get a new domain name and start their branding all over again. So they've decided to respond to this person's 1-star review that was written back in May. I think it's May.
Dear G. Harvey, we take all feedback seriously, but after thoroughly reviewing our records, we can confirm that you have never been a client of RecoveryFin. We have no record of any inquiry, consultation, or engagement under your name or any matching contact details. RecoveryFin is a registered and legitimate business committed to helping individuals recover funds lost to scams. We operate with full transparency, and each of our clients undergoes a documented onboarding and verification process. If you believe you interacted with someone impersonating a company or using our name, we encourage you to contact us directly so we can investigate the matter further. We respectfully maintain that your review is not reflective of any genuine experience with our business. Posting reviews without direct engagement can lead to confusion and harm to honest businesses trying to serve the public in good faith. For those reading this, we are happy to answer any questions and share more about our verification-based recovery process. Please feel free to reach out to us at support@recoveryfin.com.
So this company, RecoveryFin.com, has actually threatened my customer if they don't pay the $2,298 with legal action because they shared the documents that they were their service agreement with me. And then they wrote a reply that was all written in broken English back to my customer. My customer, Tracy, reaches out and goes, "Oh my God, I'm panicking. They're going to sue me in the court." And this is the type of clientele they go after. So here's a company here that's now creating doubt. They're basically saying that this person has miraculously gone to the wrong website and wrote a 1-star review. They are claiming that they have got no record. Now, why would this company claim that they have no record? Because you can report. If I get a 1-star review from somebody, there's a button I can click and I can request that I have documentation provided to Trustpilot from the user who's wrote the 1-star review to verify that they have had dealings with my company. So if you write me a 1-star review, I have the option to click a button and say, prove that you've hired me to expose your scam. And if you haven't hired me, then in 3 days' time, that review should go offline. That's what they tell you is going to happen. But the honest truth of it, after 3 days, you will get an email back from Trustpilot saying they don't actually ask people for those documentations anymore. They use their AI system to determine whether this was real or not. They don't want to disrupt the 1-star review person because they don't probably get responses from those people because they've created brand new accounts. This is how stupid the Trustpilot system is. So anyway, the fact that somebody can write a reply, I always write replies because I think it's quite comical. Now, going from my experience using ChatGPT, I can tell that this reply has been written by ChatGPT. And they've done everything correctly. If you have a problem, reach out to support. I've reached out to support from RecoveryFin, and I've told them that I'm onto them. And I know who they are, and I know they're a scam, and I'm not going to sit down and fight it. So you can imagine that I am so happy the fact that this RecoveryFin people have now got 2 reviews on their website, and they've only got a 3.2 rating. They really should have a no, we can't use Trustpilot to review. Now, this company was going to steal $2,298 from Tracy, who'd lost $100,000 and now going for another bout of losing money. This company here has probably got the money to actually pay the $2,000 a month to Trustpilot to actually get their reviews 5 stars. Or they just create a new website. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. So let's just have a quick look at the website. This website, and this here, look at the photo. If you're looking at this photo, it's a bit blurry because I haven't even used proper images. All these claims that they are certified with and working with are all bullshit. They claim that they have recovered $5 million plus recovered. Financial, I've got a whole blog about this, and I'm not going to go into this, but this website, and look at this video, for God's sake.
Hi, I'm Sarah Johnson, an investment advisor. A few months ago, I found myself in a nightmare situation when
she's an investment advisor, and she lost money, and she's AI. The whole website's shit. Anyone with half a brain would be able to look at this and know that this company that hasn't even been online, this domain name, is only a few months old. I don't even think it's 6 months old. This company is claiming that within 6 months, they've already recovered $5 million worth of funds. However, when you want to squawk about them and tell them, hey, I'm just figuring out whether this company's real or not, and I don't think it is, I need to warn the public, let's go to the trusted website of Trustpilot and write a review, the review gets taken off. I've spent probably a couple of 3, 4, 5 hours trying to expose this company. And Trustpilot keep removing my reviews because they said I haven't been scammed by them. So we should wait for someone to be scammed by them, and then they can upload all the documentation. Now, remember, the people that get scammed by these companies aren't normally as thorough as the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and keeping all their current documents. So that's why if you went to my website, remember, you can support me at any time, and if you want to throw money at me, I'm more than welcome. I'm not accepted to it. Just saying. So I'm going to reset the chat box. So you come to my website, and you come through here, and you go, boy, Danny's been busy lately. Yeah, he has. And there it is, recovery. So here's the whole kit and caboodle about the RecoveryFin website. And there's Grumpy Danny sitting there with his orange T-shirt on saying, no scam. And there's a video all about it. Here's the documentation. Here's the experience. Here's the PDF, the agreement that they asked my client to sign. Recovery service agreement. They were mortified when Danny, and this here, if you go through this recovery agreement, they have now received $6.4 million US, and they've got all these claims that they've made. They cannot claim it and back up. This is just all bullshit. So I look at something like this and I scan through it and I go, aha, how funny, I've got this document. I'll be able to use this to prove to Trustpilot not to let or take my 1-star review off. And what do? They let other people who haven't got even, this is how stupid it is. These 2 people can write 5-star reviews who have only ever once posted a review and do one-liners and make their rating go up. I mean, this is a scam. Scam. So let's just go back. We're getting back. What's this one here? Thank you very much. So let's have a look and see whether I've received any more reviews since we've been doing this video. Normally takes, we've got 14 reviews. Still got 14 reviews. So here's an opportunity. If you haven't already, please write me a 5-star review. Just for shits and giggles. Let's see if we can get my rating past 3.1. Be a laugh, isn't it? Let's go through. We're going backwards here. So as I pointed out, if you go to Trustpilot and you go to their 1-star reviews, even my review isn't on their 1-star review page of Trustpilot, even though if you go into my account, you can see that that it says it's there, but it's not featured on their homepage. So they must pick what 1-star reviews turn up and which ones don't, or maybe there's a time limit. We're still trying to figure out lots of things. So if you've had any experience with Trustpilot, please do let me know. Verified. So just while we're here on my account, which I'm going to refresh, you can actually see that I actually have been in the habit. So my 1-star review for Booster Corp is still in pending mode. And no doubt if I want to spend the next 4 hours of my life getting it online, I will. But I don't. Then I come down to RecoveryFin, that's now live. I'm just going through some of the other reviews that I've done. So I did manage to write a review about this company. They now have a 3.7 review. This is a 1-star. This is exactly it. So this review here I've given them a 5-star review, and it's been approved. So this company is running a scam. So this is what I've written.
PHG Hub dresses itself up as AI automation, but it's nothing more than an MLM recruitment machine wrapped in cartoon mascots and hype. The so-called product is a dashboard to buy overpriced leads and ad packs, all while pushing you to upgrade memberships just to qualify for commissions. Every step is designed to get you to spend more, from $50 to $250 a month, plus thousands for platinum lead packages.
Right, so this is the dilemma that I have. I've managed to get my review on this website called Sparky AI. It is an unclaimed profile, which means that the scam company hasn't claimed it, even though they should have answered an email saying, a review's been given about your company. Would you like to set up a Trustpilot account? They've probably just ignored it. It's got one review. So the review here is a 5-star review, which might, at the glance, for somebody who doesn't read, look really, really good on it. But it's a scolding review. So if I change this review to a 1-star review, what it deserves, then this review would be flagged by the automated AI systems that go, this isn't genuine, and probably remove the review, which would mean that this company would then have a no review, and you would be the first person to do a review. They just need one person with one Gmail account to write a 5-star review, and you'd come here and go, oh, look, that's a good one. Trustpilot, give this company a 5-star review. So what I'm decided to do is to leave the 5-star review there until we start getting some flack. Next thing. So it's so you can go through here and you can see we've done other reviews. I hope overpriced. We do this quite a lot. So Get Levy. It's another AI review. So same deal, 5-star review. You can see a pattern here. I've written a 5-star review, but it's a scolding review. And I'm the first person. It's been unclaimed. Let's have a look at another one. You see my strategy here? This one here is Sonar, which is another one. Let's see. Yes, same deal. So there's all these 5-star reviews by the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger because he knows how the friggin' system works, which is just ridiculous. So is that the one I want to shut down? You want to shut that one down, shut that one down? Let's keep going until I get to a genuine review. 10. Now, this is really interesting. Now, this one here, Prime 10, has actually got a whole page written about them in New Zealand FMA. So we go to New Zealand FMA, Prime 10, and we've got a review written here by the New Zealand financial regulators claiming that this company, even though it claims it's registered in New Zealand, it does not exist. It is not a real thing. They spent 2 months before they come out with this review. I notified them, and so did Susie, about everything to do with this company. It took 2 months for them to publish it. They have registered themselves at 1 Victoria Street, Wellington, which is a high-rise building. They haven't put what level they're on. They have used a person that doesn't have a digital footprint, doesn't seem to exist, who looks like they signed their signature as a 2-year-old for the company documents. We rang up the New Zealand company registrar and said, what are you doing letting the company register in New Zealand? They're now using that to give them some credibility. They said, oh, we'll send them a letter. And I said, where are you going to send the letter to Prime 10? And they said, well, to the address. The address doesn't exist. Okay, now the website address has been blocked in New Zealand, so you can't use it to verify or email them. The person who's registered the company doesn't exist anywhere. The phone numbers don't work. So why have you let this company register themselves as a company? So if we went and we searched for company office, NZ. We go to the company register in New Zealand and we search for Prime 10 Limited. here is the company. Here is the shareholdings of the company. And this Joseph guy at 1 Victoria Street, which isn't a verified address, we go to the directors, we view the consent form, and we look like Joseph here has signed a signature that looks like it's done with a 2-year-old. And he's managed to register himself as an official company in New Zealand. And so the company office rang me up the very next day, not like the FMA, it took 2 months to respond. And they basically said, oh, I see what you're saying there. And I said, so in the meantime, if you go to, Prime 10, and we go to their website, remember this company is meant to be based in New Zealand. Oops, not .com. I've done that wrong. I'll do that again. You can buy that domain name if you want, though. It's co. Oh, hold up. We need to .co. You can see this whole website's been blocked from New Zealand viewers. The whole geo-ban New Zealand. So, okay. So I write a 5-star review telling people to be careful, explain everything I just explained to you. Oops. And it will get removed, which is crazy. Yeah, so I think you get the idea. All right. There's nothing credible. So Booster can sit here and jump up and down saying that we don't listen to their scam techniques, and that's true. My website is protected by Google Project Shield because I'm a journalist. Here is Zoom's policies on people are not allowed to use multi-level marketing. They're not allowed to promote multi-level marketing when in Zoom meetings. They aren't allowed to use Zoom's platform to promote multi-level marketing. It's in their thing. If you do have any links to Zoom meetings, which we'll have a look at in a few minutes. But anyway, so now we're going to read the blog. I've done this backwards for a reason, and I just wanted to show you guys the what it's like and why I'm saying that Trustpilot is a dirty, disgusting scam. And we have published this, and now I'll be able to answer people. Anytime somebody comes back to me and go, oh, you've got a Trustpilot review of 3, then I will say, well, you need to read this blog. And here's the blog.
Trustpilot promotes itself as the universal symbol of trust. In reality, it has become a playground for scammers, where fake 5-star reviews thrive, while genuine warnings get silenced. Even worse, their system allows defamatory attacks on people like me to remain online, unchallenged, even when they contain dangerous lies.
Yeah, like I'm a terrorist, a threat to my own country, for God's sake. Really? Okay, so let's have a look at this big paragraph. Not to
The RecoveryFin example. Take RecoveryFin, one of hundreds of shady crypto recovery services that endlessly rebrand and pump out new websites, targeting desperate scam victims. Their playbook is simple: buy a fresh domain, promise to recover stolen crypto, demand large upfront payments, then vanish. When I investigated RecoveryFin.com, the domain was only a few months old. Despite that, it already had a 1-star review posted on May 8, 2025 from a victim who had lost money. On August 9, 2025, I added my own 1-star review, complete with evidence and receipts, to support that person. Within hours, Trustpilot removed it, sending me this boilerplate.
Yeah, so this is what I got.
To ensure a community can trust the reviews they read on Trustpilot, we use automated detection technology and a team of experts to look for patterns of unusual behavior. In this case, your review may have been flagged.
Yeah, so you can imagine that happening. They tell you that they use automated detection technology. They don't say or a team of experts. They say and a team of experts. So theoretically, they're telling me here that some human is looking at this and they have been flagged, and then the human verifies. But that can't be the case because Trustpilot is a scam.
They accused me of everything from using a VPN to advertising content, none of which applied. The review was genuine, but it never saw the light of day. So I ran an experiment. I reposted the exact same review, word for word, but this time gave RecoveryFin 5 stars instead of 1. Guess what? It went live instantly. No flags, no unusual patterns, no issues. That fraudulent 5-star review sat online for over 2 weeks.
It's actually meant to be 1 week, but I updated it, so I'll fix that in a minute.
Only when the scam company itself intervened, requesting documentation like receipts or proof of service, which scammers, by definition, never provide, did Trustpilot finally remove my 5-star review.
Yeah, so their excuse, oh, you'll love this one.
Their excuse, unfortunately, we found unusual patterns linked to your review or account. While a detection technology is usually spot on, we understand that it may get things wrong. That's why we ask reviewers to send us documentation to help us verify their experiences.
So I did. I literally sent them the documentation, and this is what happened.
Here's the contradiction. 1-star warning reviews equals instantly blocked or deleted. 5-star praise reviews equals published and left online for weeks. This proves the point. Trustpilot's system doesn't protect consumers, it protects paying clients. Scam companies are free to inflate their reputations with fake positives, while genuine critics are silenced with impossible demands for documentation, and this loops right back to their business model.
Yeah, so if you pay Trustpilot, they bend the rules.
If you pay Trustpilot, the rules bend in your favor. If you're a consumer trying to warn others, you'll be silenced unless you can provide receipts from criminals.
Yeah, I'm just trying to update my words, but it's not going to work.
Trustpilot isn't exposing scams like RecoveryFin, it's enabling them.
Yeah, so it does, because people go there and go, oh, we've got credibility with Trustpilot. Trustpilot is a total scam.
What Trustpilot does allow: defamation while blocking my reviews. Trustpilot freely allows defamatory ones aimed at me, posted by people who have never used my services, because I don't provide any for hire.
Yeah, I'll just update this. 7. What can I do? 7. I don't even know how to spell 7. 7 days. All right. The fraudulent 5-star review is set online for over 7 days. I think that's pretty cool. I'll just update that for next time. Where's my update button? I try to keep my blogs as accurate as possible, and I do edit them along the way. So if you've got any information or any other intel, we can write amendments at the bottom of this. And the same to Trustpilot. If you want to write an amendment to this blog, if you ever do sit here and watch these videos of mine, I'd love to hear from you. So let's, on paper, what have we got?
Take this one from Nicholas Boyles. On paper you would believe he is righteous, but it's all a front and projection. His highly unprofessional bully tactics border on harassment and terrorism. He will hack a business's Zoom account and speak under fake names. He will also extort for funds. He is one of the rudest, most unprofessional entrepreneurs I have ever came across in my lifetime, and I've been to all the shittest corners of the globe.
I mean, what would you say, have ever came across in my lifetime? Come across is the word you're meant to be using, even I as a dyslexic person. And the shittiest, and I've been to all the shittiest corners of the globe. So what does that actually mean? It means that the person's first language may not be English.
After I replied, Boyles doubled down, accusing me of hijacking Zoom calls, holding people hostage, and even claimed that legal action is underway, all with zero evidence.
Yeah, well, I've got a wall of legal action on my walls that never eventuates to anything. So as my lawyer said to me once when the scammer was asking us, when the scammer that we was trying to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.8 million, decided that he had enough, they offered to pay for my legal fees if we were happy to back down. So they could go back to the courts and say that we've negotiated out of court and discharge, for use of a better word, the New Zealand High Court case. And then we agreed to that. And then they sent us a letter saying, and you must remove all your videos. And then my lawyers even wrote back without me giving the thumbs up, saying, no, we're not removing the videos and we want to take it to court. Thumbs up, we'll relish our day in court. So when people come back here and they say that their legal action's underway, they would have to hire a team of lawyers in New Zealand, and they would have to file with the New Zealand High Court, and they would have to have a bloody good case to actually claim that they're going to go after me. We use awesome technology. Everything that we come up with has either been provided to us by the public, or we found it online, or we reviewed it in a live Zoom meeting. So this, legal action. I'm not doing anything malice here. This is the real deal. This is as raw as you get, and I'm out there after these bastards.
Let's be clear. Comparing me to a terrorist is not just defamatory, it's disgusting. In Christchurch, New Zealand, we lost 51 lives in a terrorist attack at 2 mosques. For Trustpilot to allow this kind of smear to remain online while deleting factual scam warnings shows just how broken their system is.
Yeah, so this is, that was terrible. So this guy here was an Australian guy, and these are the 51 people that lost their lives, and he went in there and shot 51 people at that mosque. It was absolutely disgusting. And the fact they've even got him, his photo online, is absolutely hopeless. Now, my hairdresser got shot 5 times by this guy, and he lived. his child is now, crippled for life. And his name's Wasim, if you know him. So to say that I'm a terrorist in my country is really disgusting. But we've got lots of different people in our country, and we love all of them.
Fake reviews in, genuine reviews out. Scam companies often flood Trustpilot with 200 plus reviews in a single month, nearly all from brand new accounts with no history. Many are one-line throwaways. Great company, fast service, yet they go live instantly, boosting star ratings. Meanwhile, I've written over 70 detailed reviews on Trustpilot, yet my credibility counts for nothing. My fact-based one-star reviews are removed, while 10 plus meaningless one-liners from sock puppet accounts are allowed to sway the rating of a scam company.
Yeah, it is very sad, Susie. Thank you for your comments. You always say the nice things. And I remember that day, like it was, like we had earthquakes here, which wiped out 1,800 buildings. We had the terrorist attacks that obviously 51 people lost their lives to one Australian that thought he had to do it for some reason. And then we had fires where we had a helicopter pilot who died, crashed into the hills, and people lost their homes. We had three major things happen in our small town within a relatively short period. And then people out here are trying to profiteer. They're trying to scam people. And you wonder why we do what we do. It's ridiculous.
How Trustpilot's flagging process really works. Trustpilot says anyone can flag a review if they think it's suspicious, defamatory, or not based on a genuine experience. In theory, this sounds fair. In practice, it's a joke. For example, you can request that Trustpilot asks a reviewer to provide evidence they've actually used your services. But here's the crazy part. I don't provide a service. I don't sell coaching, consulting, or recovery services. I expose scams for free. So how can people claim to have had a customer experience with me when there was never a service to begin with? Even when I go through the flagging process, the system just sends back another automated email. No human logic, no common sense, and almost always, the defamatory review stays online.
Yeah. So the automated system that's meant to be governed by a team of, hotshot agents is a lie. There's no proof that they've actually got human interacting with a lot of the stuff. However, as you'll see later on in this blog, we did get a response when we CC'd legal at trustpilot.com.
Trustpilot's detection software equals no evidence required. Trustpilot's own email admits that once a review is flagged, they no longer ask the reviewer to provide documentation of their experience. Instead, they run it through detection software that looks at reviewer history and other patterns, and if the software doesn't find a problem, the review stays online. This is the core failure. No evidence is requested, no receipts are checked, and no human assesses motive or context. A brand new account with one or two throwaway lines can survive simply because an algorithm didn't spot a pattern, while evidence-backed warnings from experienced reviewers are blocked.
Yeah, so just those lines there.
They no longer ask the reviewer to provide documentation of their experience.
So if you get a review on your Trustpilot reviews, you can go back and say, I don't know this viewer from a bar of soap, and they will tell you that it will wait 3 days. That person has 3 days to come back with evidence. And then after 3 days, they tell you that they no longer use their own process that they claim that they are going to use.
It also explains how scam pages rack up hundreds of 5-star reviews from fresh accounts in a month. The system privileges pattern signals over proof. For someone like me, who doesn't sell a service and therefore can't produce a receipt, this policy is absurd. It rewards unverifiable praise and protects defamatory attacks from people who have never used my services, because there are no services to use, while sidelining documented investigations.
Yeah, so yes, you can give me a donation, which I'm always grateful for. You can write me a 5-star reviews, which I'm even more grateful for. It's not going to be the make or break of the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Can you imagine going to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger's Trustpilot site and finding that there's 99% positive reviews? It's not going to happen, because the only people that really are going to take the time to write a review about me are people that I'm chasing down. I don't provide a service to scammers to review their websites. Well, I do actually, but they haven't got any proof of hiring me or using my services So the contradictions in this is just stupid.
Fighting back with their own system, here's an idea. Why don't we flip the script? Trustpilot's system rewards quantity, not quality. That's why scam companies flood their pages with 200 plus one-line reviews from new accounts in a single month. So let's play the investment game against them. If I've ever saved you or someone you know from losing money to a scam, write me a 5-star review. Not because I need Trustpilot for credibility, I don't. I've already been featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, ABC News, and Channel 9, but because it exposes just how broken their platform is. If fake reviews can be used to boost scam companies, then genuine 5-star reviews from real people I've helped can be used to expose the hypocrisy of Trustpilot's system.
Yeah, so now, why did Trustpilot want 5-star reviews so desperately? Well, let's expose them.
The business model behind it. Pay us or be punished. Trustpilot loves to market itself as the global leader in trust. But peel back the glossy sales pitch, and the business model is clear. Trustpilot is a reputation management machine designed to make money off businesses, not protect consumers. Straight from their own website. Here's what they charge in New Zealand dollars.
I'm just looking at, so we might be doing some hopping. Tom and Kim personal meeting has been locked. So these people who are running these multi-level marketing opportunities on Zoom are actually locking their meetings after they start the meeting to keep the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and the Avengers out, which is ridiculous. So here we go. Listen to this. Now, as KB Coda actually said, I thought that was per year. No, these plans are per month. This is a big business model that they theoretically have. Let's have a listen.
Free plan. A bare bones option with 50 review invitations per month. Just enough to hook you in. Plus plan NZ $209 month 200 review invitations, widgets to cherry pick positives, and basic branding. Premium plan NZ $529 month 500 invites, deeper analytics, 18 flashy widgets to showcase glowing reviews. Advanced plan NZ $899 month, a staggering 5,000 invites per month, full customization, and industry insights. That's nearly NZ $11,000 a year just to buy control over how your company looks online.
Yeah, so I installed the plugin and put it on my website, and I've uninstalled it since. But they allow you to put a widget on your website where you can click and get a review. But then if you obviously pay, you get more widgets, more clever stuff that you can put on your website to show how wonderful you are. And then you can also go out there and give invitations to people to write reviews. Now, most of my clients will write positive reviews, you know, which is great. And then I can show that off, I suppose. But in my industry, this definitely doesn't work because I'm chasing down scammers and they decide to fight back, which is a laugh. And I'm telling you, I actually would prefer my Trustpilot to be 1-star reviews from all the scammers, because I'm showing them doing a good job. However, it's nice if it was 2.5% where I have my Avengers writing me 5-star reviews.
And here's the kicker, the more you pay, the more control you get. Fake 5-star reviews from freshly created accounts. No problem, they stick. Negative reviews, flagged, buried, or deleted, especially if the business is a paying client. Consumers, irrelevant. You don't pay Trustpilot. You're just the product that keeps their system ticking. It's Yop for sale, a reputation laundromat where scammers can buy legitimacy and critics are quietly silenced.
Now, I wrote a 1-star review about Trustpilot itself. It's been approved. It was done 16 hours ago from when I'm recording this video, but you go to their 1-star area and it doesn't show on their 1-star area. For some reason, it hasn't shown. It might take 24 hours to show. I don't know how that works. But other people that have posted reviews that just turned up 30 minutes ago, their reviews are on the platform. So either they're governing me or doing something with my account, I don't know. But if I click on the link, I can see the link, but when you go to the review area of their own website, it doesn't display. Maybe it doesn't display my own review if I'm logged in. I don't know. But if you know, let me know in the comment section.
The result, scam companies can flood the system with fake positives and walk away looking squeaky clean. Honest reviewers, whistleblowers, and journalists like me are throttled by filters, bogus detection software, and endless rejection emails. Trustpilot isn't a watchdog, it's a guard dog for whoever's paying the highest subscription fee.
And I think the real big thing that I think it needs to be fixed on, if I was to sort of put it down to one thing, is I don't see how people should be able to go in there, create an account, and write their first review, and it appears straight away. There should be a way of verifying that somebody's made-up name is their real name. Like other than, I mean, okay, we live in the world of KYC details. If there's another system out there that's called, I think, Go-To Reviews, and my hosting provider that looks after some web hosting that I do, basically said that if I went to Go-To, I think it's called goto.com. No, it's To Go, maybe it's To Go, and they actually offered me $50 if I spent the time. No, what have we got? Reviews with let's have a look. I'm going to find it because it'd be interesting to see if I can actually find it. So this is my hosting company that I do some web hosting with, and I assume they have reviews on their website. Now, when I signed up to use this review, to do the review, it actually took me quite a lot of time, and I couldn't fake it. It was really, really cool, but I'm sure they will have that promoted on Best Relationship, Freewheel, Cloudways, Ground, WP Engine. Are these reviews from there? So let's have a look. So you can basically go read these 5-star reviews, written reviews. Type. Wonder if they've got it here somehow. Let's have a look. Let's see if they've got reviews. They've got 2 lots of reviews, site reviews, previews, engine. I want to see if I can find it. But what I'm getting at, there's companies out there that obviously provide genuine. Here it is. So it's G2. I nearly had it right. So in here, you can go read that this company has got 1,100 reviews. And in here, you'll be able to find my review. So if I went in here and I log in with Gmail, then I have to log in. And voice, email, software, services, go-to business, deals, leave a review, welcome Danny, my software, my list, my reviews. All right. So I did a 1-star review on WP Engine, who removed my network of websites because Chavis complained. And even though I provided them the same legal documents, they wouldn't correspond with me. Oh, look, I've left Ask ChatGPT in there. Oh, my goodness. Let's have a look at editing that. So this is what actually happened the other day. And I'm going to actually see if I can fix this in real time. Why does it not let manage hosting? Show. Why can I not via a why? Oh, I see. You can leave the turn. But can I edit this? What a laugh. So if I want to edit this reply. Now, I just want to show you something really funny here. So I've been a victim of my own stuff. So I've actually asked ChatGPT to help me prepare because it knew the story. And it's left the word ask ChatGPT in here, which is a bit of a laugh. If I go to Booster, which is a scam that we've been busting just recently, and we go to the About Us section. Now, this Booster company, for example, claim that they have created their own version of ChatGPT. That's the claim that Matt said on video, and he claimed. So we verified him, and then we said, well, if you've created your own version of ChatGPT, then why are you using ChatGPT to create your hello there, my name is Matt, my story? And at the bottom, he's left the words ask ChatGPT. So if you go to my review, you can see I've actually done the same thing, because every time you cut and paste, it seems you've got to remove those words. So I've been a victim of my own success when it comes to doing that. Now, I don't know, Samu, updated review. So how do I tell us why? Enter the things you'd like to say. So I need to actually go here. I think I need to actually show more. I'm just going to see if I can update submit for review. So hopefully that will update. But my point is there's other review websites out there that are more scrutined, but obviously I don't even know who this company is. So maybe if you really want to find out if somebody's there. So this is more about software companies. But for example, let's go to Booster. Booster, I don't even know I think it's .io. Oh, is that right? So they're not even in here. So whether that's a credible way of finding it, well, dehek.com, I won't be in there, but let's just say I am. I don't provide technical services. But you get my point. So don't, if you're looking for a place to prove that you are credible, maybe if you're an IT company, use goG.com. But as for Trustpilot, it's just a joke. And it's a business.
Trustpilot is part of the problem. I've been featured in the New York Times, Bloomberg, ABC News, Channel 9 News in Australia, and across New Zealand media for my work exposing Ponzi schemes and scams. I even work with the FBI, Homeland Security, and the IRS to provide intelligence on international fraud networks. And yet, on Trustpilot, I'm painted as a terrorist while scam companies rake in 5-star reviews unchecked. That tells you everything you need to know. Trustpilot isn't protecting consumers. It's protecting businesses, even when those businesses are scams.
Yeah. So literally I inform the FBI, Homeland Security, and IRS. And I can't inform Trustpilot about a scam. Well, every time I do, I have to go through. You think they'd give me like a hotline, wouldn't you? So let's have a listen.
Conclusion. Trustpilot is running its own scam. Trustpilot claims to be about trust, but their system is rigged in favor of whoever pays them. They silence whistleblowers, enable fake reviews, and allow defamatory content against journalists exposing fraud. That's not a platform of integrity. That's a business model built on reputation manipulation. In short, Trustpilot itself is a scam.
Yep, it is a scam. It's 100% a scam. No doubt about it. The Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger's on the job.
Bonus section. How to navigate Trustpilot's minefield. On Trustpilot, you can't tell the full truth. If you write exactly what happened, your review risks being flagged, removed, or filtered out by bots. Meanwhile, scammers pump out one line of 5-star reviews that sail through. So if you want your 1-star warning to stick, here's what I've learned.
Yeah, so these are the do's and the don'ts. Now, I did get this part written with ChatGPT, however, it had these funny ticks. So just imagine there's a big tick in the do's and the don'ts.
Do's, to get your warning review published, keep it factual but subtle. I was not satisfied with the service. Rather than this is a scam. Focus on behaviors, not labels. They requested upfront payments without delivering results. Instead of they stole my money. Use calm, plain language. Strong words trip the filters. Add constructive advice. Do your research before engaging.
Yeah, try to keep the receipts when dealing with these people. We might have a good news story coming out pretty soon. We'll read this paragraph. I'll tell you after that we've done the blog.
Don'ts, guaranteed to trigger removal. Don't use words like scam, fraud, criminal, or con. Don't make personal attacks. Describe behavior instead. Don't include links, emails, or phone numbers. Don't expect your review to survive if you write it exactly as you'd like. You need to dilute the truth. The sad reality, the more honest and direct you are, the less chance your review has of staying online. That's why scammers thrive. They know how to game the system.
Yeah, don't believe anything you read online is probably my advice, actually. So we published that blog, and then I woke up this morning and I received an email that my review has been accepted again. After they either may have read this blog, a human made an intelligent decision, and they thought we better please the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and they put my 5-star review, even though it was negative, back online, which has obviously been switched back to a 1-star review, and let's see how long it stays online. In the meantime, here we go.
Update. The 5-star 1-star flip-flop. Since first publishing this blog, the situation with my RecoveryFin review has taken an even stranger turn. To recap, my 1-star review warning people about RecoveryFin was instantly blocked. I reposted the exact same review with a 5-star rating instead, and it went live immediately. That 5-star version stayed online for a week, then was removed. I published this blog and replied directly to Trustpilot's content integrity team, providing them with the same evidence I'd already shared.
Yep.
When I replied, I didn't just send a quick email. I included the entire blog text in full, a direct link to the blog on my website, and I also posted a snippet on my X account for the public to see. To make sure it got attention, I also CC'd legal at trustpilot.com.
So you can click on all those links and you can see me here, and you can even see my reply. Now, I don't get many views on, what do I call it? On LinkedIn. I don't use that, to be honest, but I did actually also publish it on, what do we call it? On my, I'll just make sure I can open this without incriminating anybody. So I've published, yeah, so I've published this also on my, just make sure nothing is there, good. I've published this on my LinkedIn account. To give you an idea, I published this, I don't know, a few hours ago. I've got a couple of comments, Tracy and like and love. So I'm going to give that lady some love. So I'm just going to read a couple of comments that we received on from our LinkedIn people.
Yes, all these review platforms have an abundance of fake reviews. I went through a whole load a while ago, and the names used were very obviously fake. There were a lot of reviews from African and Asian people as well, which I suspected were orchestrated by a scam group.
Yep. And
He also let the scammers post fake reviews with their fake website in legitimate companies' reviews sections, and don't take action to remove them when reported. I had this many times working for a legitimate crypto company, and would repeatedly report these fake reviews.
yeah, so you just can't win. But anyway, that said, 600 impressions. I get at the moment, I have actually had 1 million people view in the last 5 weeks. 1 million people have viewed my content on LinkedIn because I'm going after these Pakistani software houses, which is quite interesting. But if you go to the actual blog that I posted, this is going to be, this is the one I updated just before I went live today. So I've updated it with the latest information. It's quite cool. And I'll tell you a little bit about the Pakistani software houses in a minute, but we'll just finish off the blog. So, switch back. Yeah, so as I said, I don't know if I've read that, so I'll just summarize it anyway. So I've switched out my 5-star review, and I've basically switched it to a 1-star review, and it tells me it was updated 4 hours ago. Hopefully I haven't been online for that long. So let's hope that this 1-star review, which now gives them, I think, 3.2 with their 5 reviews, imagine that they have now got a couple of their boys to publish, one-liners and give them 5-star. It's just an experience. I think the whole, sorry. So I'm going to have to go back. So they've now got, RecoveryFin's got a 3.2 rating. My 1-star review has come to play. And when you click on RecoveryFin, you can see they now have 5 reviews, and 2 boys from California who have never reviewed anyone before. This is their first time, can write one-liners and give a 5-star review. So they should go through and think, well, these one-liners from 1-star reviews, if you're going to write your first review, it needs to be at least 400 characters, before it goes live. Or vet who this Thomas with lowercase d and t is. It's just ridiculous. So that's crazy. So I think we're up to the next. I think we did read this. I'll have to read it now.
This entire saga proves the absurdity of Trustpilot's process. A genuine review supported by evidence was rejected outright as a 1-star, but accepted without issue as a 5-star. Only after publishing a blog, posting publicly on Twitter, and CCIing their legal department did Trustpilot allow it back, and even then, only as a positive rating. It's reputation management theatre, not consumer protection.
No, absolutely crazy. And the other twist here is this one here. So let's have a wee listen. We'll go into it in 2 parts. So there's 2 twists just in the last 12 hours.
And another twist. After publishing this blog, I decided to test the system further, this time by leaving a 1-star review of Trustpilot itself. To my surprise, it was approved and published without issue. Here's the review I left on their own page.
Yeah, so this is what I basically wrote. And as I said, it hasn't appeared on their page, even though it tells me in my profile it's public.
Reviews don't work the same for everyone. I tested Trustpilot's system by reviewing a so-called crypto recovery service. My 1-star review with evidence never made it online. Out of curiosity, I reposted the exact same review, word for word, but gave the company 5 stars instead. That version went live instantly and stayed online for over 2 weeks. This shows how the platform's filters punish genuine warnings, but allow glowing praise for questionable businesses. Consumers think they are seeing balanced feedback, But the system is tilted. If you can only post positive reviews without them being challenged, how much trust can anyone really have in Trustpilot?
I keep battling with so where they actually wrote this in the review, stayed on for a week. I have to update that. So obviously my Trustpilot review is not quite right because it only stayed online for a week, not 2 weeks. But AI sometimes keeps going back to things in its memory, and that's why you need to read everything before you publish it, which I didn't. So guilty as charged. Okay, so that review allowed them, it went through immediately.
That review was allowed through immediately, which only reinforces the point of this blog. Trustpilot applies different rules depending on who is being reviewed and whether the outcome benefits their business model.
So that's it, really. That's my review on Trustpilot. So no doubt you would have had problems with Trustpilot if you're a small to medium-sized business, or you want to write a one-star review about a company and warn people because you want to be a bit of a vigilante maybe. Well, you might have the same problem that I had. The reviews don't stick. They only want 5-star reviews, and they don't care if they're one-liners from brand new accounts. That's it, basically. The whole system of Trustpilot is a scam. Hope you've enjoyed my blog, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Now, before I get carried away, I just want to tell you a wee story. I've been fighting the Pakistani software houses. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically this Pakistanis have been going out there and they tell people like me that they want to ghostwrite my book, which basically means they will help you produce a book, get it into Amazon, get it on the website, create your website, help you build a footprint, even do the marketing to your company. A lady reached out to us the other day via LinkedIn, and she published her story. It was disgusting. The Pakistani guy actually was on the phone with her for 2.5 hours, doing rude acts. Yes, sexually rude acts, enticing her to do rude things with him. She recorded the whole conversation, and we've got the whole lot documented. The story unraveled. We have now seen all the legal documents that they give the lady. She handed over $100,000 to the Pakistani software developer company. They built a relationship with her. The dirty little guy decided to have a dirty conversation with her, and she was basically a victim of a romance scam where she thought this guy really liked her. And I had the privilege of listening to the whole conversation. We have investigated this quite thoroughly. We're going to put out some information about it. Long story short, we might be able to recover the $74,000 worth of her money that she's paid to these companies. And the lesson here that I can give people who criticize me for going after these scumbags is she paid with credit card and bank transfer. We're not going to go back to the crypto recovery company, RecoveryFin, and ask them to claw back the money from the blockchain that's meant to be bulletproof. This lady's protection could have been because she paid with credit card and she also transferred the money over using her bank. The bank may have not done enough due diligence when it comes to verifying where the money was going. The Money Laundering Act, for example. So if this is the case, we can go back and claw back her money from the bank or potentially the credit card company that allowed the transaction to go through. So that's a good news story. So my advice to you, if you don't want to believe the advice of the Avengers and the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, aka Danny de Hek, ask the company that you're about to hand your money over to if you can put it into their bank account. What company doesn't have a bank account? What company doesn't take credit card payments? This could be your protection if it all goes pear-shaped. Just some words of wisdom. But it's a nice story. But imagine being some successful person who wants to have their story told, approached by a company that claims to have offices in America, and then find out that the dirty little salesman wants to have a sexual relationship with you, forms an emotional connection with you where he basically, well, I don't want to use the R word, but he formed a relationship and trust where this lady actually fell in love with the guy. The phone calls are shocking. We're hearing the guy on the phone saying, I love you. She ends the phone call by saying, I love you too. She had fallen in love with the Pakistani software ghostwriter. He had scammed 100,000 out of her. They had built trust with her. They even refunded at one point $25,000 to keep the trust going because she decided she didn't need the Hollywood promotion package to promote her book that never got finished. She woke up to it. She saw that we were going after these guys on my LinkedIn profile, and she published an amazing her story on LinkedIn publicly. We read it. I read it. The Avengers read it. And we didn't actually think it was true and genuine. We reached out to her. She provided the proof, the receipts that we go after. It's disgusting what happened. The good news is we may be able to, I'm not saying we are, we may be able to get the money back for her. Isn't that great news? These crypto recovery companies, if you are dealing with them, this is the second wave of scam. We showed you Tracy, who was trying to give away $138,000 of her mother's inheritance money to a scam. The bank said no. She went to another bank. They said no. She came to us and said, is this company, SmartLab, a professional company? We have been threatened legally by Harvey Doxter Jr. III, saying that we don't know what we're talking about. At the moment, there's a big scam going down in the Mormon church. All the Mormons are mortgaging their houses, borrowing money off friends, maxing out their credit cards so they can be part of a Ponzi scheme. This lady was going to also be part of that Ponzi scheme. We managed to save Tracy. We interviewed Tracy. We asked her, has she heard about SmartLab? She said 2 years ago, the guy that helped her invest in Forex trading reached out to her about this new opportunity. He would get paid a commission if he introduced her into it. She lost once. After forming a better relationship with Tracy, we finished up hearing that she actually had lost $100,000 to RecoveryFin. And then that's how we started this journey with Trustpilot, because we heard about Tracy's experiences. We got the documents from the crypto recovery company. We published them in a blog. We wrote a 1-star review in Trustpilot. They took the review off because they said I didn't have an experience of losing my money. I wrote back to them. I showed them the evidence. They removed the review. I republished the same review and gave it a 5-star rating. That review stayed online for a week. RecoveryFin, I assume, reported it. Trustpilot used its automated system and realized that the review may not be genuine. Removed the review. I wrote a whole blog and did a 2-hour+ video about it. I gave them the blog. I gave them the same evidence I had already provided them a week prior, and they miraculously re-enabled the review. Since then, 2 other people from RecoveryFin have just fired up brand new Gmail accounts, or whatever accounts they are, and wrote 2 5-star reviews to counteract my 1-star review. Oh, sorry. I re-enabled my 5-star review and then edited it just now before we went live and made it a 1-star review. So no doubt that review is probably going to be taken offline because a 1-star review gets flagged. 5-star review doesn't matter. So you ask that question, why is that the case? Because Trustpilot is a scam. It's a business. They thrive on people writing 5-star reviews. They don't want 1-star reviews. They want you to pay up to 200 New Zealand dollars a month, $500 New Zealand a month, $900 New Zealand a month, so that you can ask people to write 5-star reviews for you. And then you can put it on your website and show people, look at me, I've got 5-star reviews. They contradict themselves so many times. Obviously, you've been watching this for this long, you understand what I'm on about, but this is disgusting. Trustpilot, clean up your act. Get your shit in order. And stop letting people write 1-star reviews about the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I'm Danny de Hek. aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, been featured in a lot of newspapers because they want to tell my story about my quest to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Don't trust Trustpilot. What a stupid name, Trustpilot. We should rename them to Scam Pilot, because that's what they are.